Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, this is Steven, and I am going to be narrating the last Pokemon battle that I had with my team, because, you know, the Prodigal Legion is away from town. He went to see some football matches in Brazil, he went to support France, Greece, I don't know what. So anyway, I'm not that much of a football fan myself, but I'm a very good Pokemon trainer, as you will see. Let's do this! So, I'm battling against some guy called David, I don't know what they call themselves, those guys over there at Mexico. So let's get this battle underway, shall we? Now, you can see me, good looking. I've got that spark in my eye, that nice tuck in my butt, and I'm gonna start off my Tentacruel. Now, in comes Espeon, and I'm like, drat, that is not a good switch in, because that thing can blast me with a Psychic. But I'm like, wait, I've got special defensive investment. I can take at least one hit. So, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go for the Protect and Scout any potential damage that Spy thing might do to me. Well, I don't know why would you call an Espeon Spy, because it is a terrible nickname for a cat. I mean, it is clearly a cat. Why wouldn't you call it Emilio or something? So anyway, I go for the Protect, I scout some damage, and obviously he's gonna go for a Psychic attack. But no, he goes for the Light Screen, so I'm thinking maybe he's going for the Dual Screens. I fell for it, it was a trap. So anyway, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set up the Toxic Spikes, get the residual damage going on, you know what I mean. So I'm going to wait for my opponent to see what they go for. So anyway, I may not be a soccer fan, but I heard that the United States did very well in the World Cup against Ghana or something, yeah. So, let's do this. I get the Toxic Spikes off, and I'm faster than Espeon, which is kind of weird. Maybe the IVs are not, you know, correct and shit. So, Psychic goes off, and as I said, I can take at least one, but I took it favorably well, because, come on, I'm a Tentacruel, I'm weaker than Espeon. Anyway, so I get the Black Sludge going. I know that I cannot take a second hit, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for the Confuse Ray and get some confusion going. Maybe I'm lucky, I might get some hacks, maybe I'm not, you just never know. So, let's see what my opponent might be going for here, because if I do get the confusion hacks, maybe we can, you know, anyway, so I go for the Confuse Ray. Let's see what's going on here. So, does that cat get confused or anything? Because cats are very confusing themselves. So, no, he does not take the confusion, and there goes my special wall. Dang. So, I'm out of a special wall. Tentacruel at least set up his spikes. That is okay, I guess, but at least the Confuse Ray can force a switch by 50% probability. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to send in my Aggron so I can set up some Stealth Rocks. What am I going to do? I have no idea. I don't remember. Yeah, I'm going to send in my Aggron. Physical Wall. I know that I can take a resisted Psychic, but not too well because it is not great in terms of special defense. So, anyway, Aggron is going to go for these Stealth Rocks because I predict my opponent to switch out from his Spy thing into something so that he could shake off the confusion and use him for later. Because, come on, Espeon is very powerful in terms of special attack. And I know my switch-in looks, you know, kind of suicidal, but okay. Yeah, whew, man, it's hot here. Man, it's a good thing I'm getting paid for this shit. Anyway, so, must be the magma. It may be, you know, in the game, but I'm feeling the heat. I'm feeling the tension, man! I can still remember how it felt. It was a very heated battle, and I came with a jacket. Look at me. I came to the Magma Coliseum with a jacket and long pants. Sue me! Anyway, so, I was young and skinny people get colder more than thicker people. So anyway, Espeon goes back into its Pokeball, and out comes the Gallade in a Heal Ball. What the actual... Anyway, so I get the Stealth Rocks residual going on, so anything that comes in that does not resist rock will be taking 25 to 50% damage, guaranteed. So, poison's going on. What I'm going to do here is, I could have used Tentacruel, there you go, I just lost my special wall, and I could have resisted at least a close combat or a Leaf Blade, but oh well. So, what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to switch into my Blaziken, because I know that I can at least take a hit, but I'm like, should I protect, should I don't know what to do, so I'm going to go protect here, because Gallades usually in single battles are choice Scarf, choice Bandit, you just never know. That thing is very offensive, and a close combat could clearly destroy my Aggron, so I just want to waste his PP and get some Protect scouting going on here, so... Whew, man, it's hot. Phew. Whew, so Aggron goes for the Protect. Duh, because that's what I do. I scout for my opponent's moves. Leaf Blade comes in. I'm like, why didn't you go for stab close combat? So, okay, he's got the poison residual damage going on, and I know that I have to switch out right now and go into Blaziken because I know that I can at least take a, you know, I wanted to see if this was the correct Blaziken because I knew that I had Shadow Claw on one of my Blazikens, but oh well. This is the one, and if I switch in properly, I can kill some shit. Whatever. So, anyway, Aggron goes back into its Ultra Ball, and out comes Blaziken. I love this thing, and Blaziken, I enjoy using you because in the future you're banned from Smogon. So that sucks. Gallade finally decides to go for a close combat, and Blaziken takes it favorably well. And not only that, he brings me to a range where I can at least take the Gallade out, unless he has Shadow Sneak, which is very unlikely because it's a bread move, and my opponent does not look like he has bread Pokemon. So anyway, what I'm going to do here is I am going to go for the Reversal or Shadow Claw, I do not remember what, but I know that I can take Gallade out at that range of health because he has pathetic defenses, and aside from that, he's got a -1 defense, so that will be easy to take him out. No problem with a very powerful Shadow Claw. And you never know, you might get the critical hit, you might not. You just never know. So, Blaziken goes for the Shadow Claw, takes the Gallade out with a critical hit. Ladies and gentlemen, Blaziken is on fire. So, Gallade goes off, goes down, off, I don't know, I really don't care, as long as I get paid for this stuff, because, you know, you just cannot tell people that I'm going to Brazil to watch some silly football kicking game. Well, it's American football rocks, man. So, he just left me here, said he'd pay me, and, yeah, so, this is kinda crappy. So, in comes Floatzel. Duh, priority alert. So what I'm going to do here is, since I do not have Protect, I do have the Endure move and I can scout shit. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to Endure to bring my Blaziken at a range of health where I can take that Floatzel out with a Reversal, provided that he does not have priority. So, you know, in 4th Gen, Endure, Pinch Berry combos were very common and very effective, but then priority became somewhat ridiculous in 5th Gen and up, so yeah, priority just kind of screws over this whole strategy, unless you're immune to some moves like, I don't know, Shadow Sneak, and if you're a normal type, that is the only immunity you can get. So, anyway, Blaziken goes for the Endure to just, you know, maybe fish around what that Floatzel does, and he goes for the Aqua Jet, which means that he's gonna want to go and kill me with priority. Now, I could kill him with a Reversal, but he's got the priority, which is kind of bad. So he has a Life Orb, and the light screen goes off, not that we care because we're physical, and he's got the residual damage going off. So, what I'm going to do here, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to switch into Breloom that can take one hit and activate my Toxic Orb. See, this is what I love about Breloom. Breloom is the key pivotal Pokemon of this team. If Breloom goes down, the whole team goes down, and you will all soon see why. Tentacruel and Aggron can afford to go down, but Breloom can't. So, I'm going to switch out Blaziken, I don't know, anyway. And in comes Breloom. I just love this big mushroom fighter. So anyway, Floatzel goes for the Aqua Jet. I'm physically invested, and it will not do any damage whatsoever. So he gets the Life Orb residual damage going on. He's got the poison going on, so I know that if I can protect this turn and scout for damage, you know, I can bring him to a range where I can kill him with priority Mach Punch. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for the Protect, because I do know that Floatzels like to carry Ice Fang, and these things pack a mean Ice Fang. You know what I mean? So I'm going to Protect this turn, and I'm going to see what that Floatzel goes for. Indeed, he does go for the Ice Fang. That's why he stayed in. Heh, that was a very sneaky move there, Floatzel. But anyway, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for the priority Mach Punch, because this is what Breloom does. And before 5th Gen, Breloom's best bet was having the Toxic Heal and Poison Heal, sorry. Poison or Toxic, I don't remember. Man, the heat is killing me. So, I'm going to go for the Mach Punch. I'm going to take that Floatzel out of the way, which is great because Breloom's actually pack a very serious punch. They've got a very high attack stat. So, Floatzel is out of the way, which is great. And I get back to full health with my Poison Heal. Now, I also do pack Facade in case of me outspeeding something that cannot take a Facade, like, I don't know. But, you know, Facade from a Breloom is very powerful, and especially if you invest it correctly and put it in a Trick Room, because Brelooms are not that fast. And if you give it a Toxic Orb, you can also heal up, be at max HP, and, you know, retaliate with a very powerful attack. But I've never used one in a Trick Room, and it's too late to use it on PBR because the servers have shut down, which is kind of sad, because I used to love battling with my Pokemons here in this game. So anyway, look at me. Don't I look great? No, my opponent has a silly hat. Why would you wear a big fat hat? Look at me. I'm wearing a sophisticated beret, and I'm wearing a yellow jacket. Although it was hot, man, phew, it's hot in here. And it's midsummer too. I mean, it's July, and Greece is kind of warm. I was promised that after this narration I'd go for a holiday in one of the islands, maybe Zakynthos, Paris. I don't know, but I just want to take a holiday from all the tension and stuff before I return to the US. Now in comes Gengar. Thankfully, he does not have a I don't know how to say it. His ability Levitate does not negate my Toxic Spikes, which is amazing. So what I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to send in Aggron, because I predict one move. He's either going to go for the Psychic, or he's either going to go for a Sludge Bomb. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to Protect. Now, I know I'm kind of wasting my PP in Protect here because, you know, Breloom is the most pivotal Pokemon here. And he goes for the Nightshade, which is kind of weird. I mean, why would you go for the Nightshade? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out into my Electrode, make this thing slower, so I can maybe get a sweep in with my Aggron, because his fastest Pokemon on the team is Espeon, and Gengar is kind of a problem. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to send in Electrode, another pivotal Pokemon that can take heat, can't take shit. So he goes for the Sludge Bomb, which reminds me that I should have switched into my Aggron. But anyway, Electrode can take a few hits. So what I'm going to do here, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to go for the Thunder Wave. Make sure that Gengar speed is, you know, cut into 3/4 of what it usually is. So what I'm going to do, there it goes, Thunder Wave. Gengar is paralyzed unless it has a Lumberry, which is very unlikely because Gengar does not. You know, and so what I'm lucky here for one reason, because Gengar is paralyzed in the first turn with Paralysis. You know, Parahax takes place very early in the game, which is fantastic. So, whew, man, the heat. Whew. Next time, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to have a battle, just go to the Crystal Coliseum. It's nice and cool and underground there. Whew, midsummer is no place for the Magna Coliseum. So, I'm going to go switch out into my Aggron, because I can predict a maybe Shadow Ball attack. And in this generation, I can resist the hits here. And I took it favorably well, because considering Gengar's special attack stat, Aggron was not supposed to take this well. So, Aggron here is now going to be able to outspeed the Gengar, and provided that I did not miss the Head Smash, I can take it out in one hit, guaranteed, because Gengar is not the most defensive Pokemon in the world. We all know that, ladies and gentlemen. Why am I telling you this stuff? So we still have a long way to go, because my opponent's got 4 pokes left. But I do manage to get off the Head Smash first, but I miss. The opposing Gengar goes for a Shadow Ball and brings me to a range where I do not appreciate the damage. I'm like, why should I miss the Head Smash? This is horrible. And on top of that, get the special defense drop. That can't be good. So I'm like, okay, the Head Smash has to hit now, because if I miss, this Gengar could actually screw over my entire strategy. I don't have anything to take care of it, except for Blaziken with a Shadow Claw, but still, it will be only Gengar that goes down. So thankfully, Head Smash doesn't miss, and I take it out, no problem. This is the wonder of Aggron, ladies and gentlemen. Rockhead takes no recoil damage, and I can also kill shit when they come in, so that's great. Gengar is out of the way, so all I have to worry about now is that Espeon, which is indeed faster. So I'm thinking, should I fodder off my Blaziken, paralyze it again, and send in Aggron to sweep, because, you know, Espeon is not the most defensive Pokemon in the world. Actually, its defenses are pathetic. Speaking of which, so let's see what my opponent switches into here, because I know that he's got 3 Pokemon left, and one of them is Espeon that I remember very well, and I
cannot remember which other Pokemon he has right now, so forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. I do not have the best memory in the world, and all I'm doing this for is for the money. I know I seem cheap, but come on, I'm getting paid for this, and I get to go on a vacation after this stupid narration. Okay, I'm sorry. So, anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed this battle nonetheless, because things are going very well, and, you know, Steven is a Pokemon that, if he manages to get the setups correctly, he can be very lethal to his opponents. So, finally my opponent decides to switch into some things, and Jolteon is one of the fastest Pokemon in the game, not to mention the field. So, I'm like, I'm gonna switch. That is a given. So, well, why wouldn't I switch? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go for the Protect just to get some lefties up, you know, because there's this sunlight thing going on. So, Aggron goes for the Protect, no problem. I get some lefties and I get to scout my opponent. So, my opponent goes for the Mud Slap, which is kind of weird, and it is very efficient because Aggron's special stats are horrible. I am at minus defense, special defense, so I have to switch out Aggron here because I really need him around. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch into Breloom, which can take a Mud Slap, and I can start threatening that Jolteon with the poison going on. So, Protect is a very vital move in this team because I get to win on my opponent off their HP with poison and stuff. So I do not go for the double toxic spikes because it does take time for my opponent to rack up the toxic damage. But you know, this is steady residual damage going down. So if I can get off the 2 layers of toxic spikes, yeah, that's okay. So my accuracy falls, which is bad. So what I can do here, ladies and gentlemen, is I can go for the Protect. And by Protect, I can dwindle some HP off, you know, and you know, this Jolteon can die to a Mach Punch later because I'm hoping that it will be enough because it's going to be at half HP once the poison gets to it. So I don't know what this Jolteon is up to. So yeah, he doesn't switch out, which is kind of weird because there's nothing he can do to hurt me except for a very powerful Thunderbolt. And he goes for the Signal Beam, which is kind of weird. It will do neutral damage because I do think that fighting resists Bug, so it will do neutral damage. So I'm going to go for the Mach Punch here and hope that I can bring Jolteon at least to a range where he dies to poison next turn if I do not kill it now. So I go for the Mach Punch. I miss because of the accuracy hacks earlier from the Mud Slap, and that is horrible. So Signal Beam doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but you know, poison makes Jolteon go down. So what I can do here is I'm going to stall. Yeah, I know it's going to take at least 1 minute of your life, but what I'm going to do is I'm like, okay, I can Protect, stall, and be sure next turn, but I think I should go for a Mach Punch here because I have a hunch. And my hunch says that if you go for the Mach Punch here, you will not miss. If I wait next turn, I will miss. So I'm like, yeah, go for the Mach Punch. Why not? So, sorry, I got all my change here. I got some pennies and dimes, which are not used in Europe. But, you know, you can get a very fair, you know, exchange rate here because, you know, the euro is weaker to the American dollar. Obviously, because, you know, we're such a powerful empire and shit. So, yeah. Whew, man, the heat. Oh, did I mention the heat earlier? Whew. Anyway, so yeah, my opponent's got this gay-tight pants, you know, leather pants and shit. Look at my brother jumping up and down. He's on steroids, man. He's on a cycle. I'm actually cycling this Breloom. This is why he's so fit, ladies and gentlemen. I injected him with some Deca shit going on. He's gonna be a big bulky motherfucker. So, I did something wrong. I did not listen to my hunch. And sometimes your hunch might be right, sometimes it might be wrong. It's up to you to decide what happens. And I'm like, okay, he's at a range of health that if I do not miss, I will take out the Sunlight God thing out of the way. But the thing is, Espeon is a problem because he is super effective against 2 of my guys. Aggron will not take the hit very well. And I guess my hunch was wrong because Mach Punch did not miss the second turn. And second time I used it, sorry. So Jolteon goes back to its Pokeball, which is great. Now, all I have to worry about now is that Espeon, which can completely destroy shit around. So I guess I can fodder off my Electrode, but I don't know. I think I should fodder off Blaziken or shit. And I do have Mamoswine at a very good amount of health, which can do damage. You know, an Earthquake. He has a Focus Sash. I can deliver a very powerful Earthquake nonetheless. Mamoswine, I always keep him for, you know, late game and stuff because, you know, yeah, he just kind of... So, anyway, the Spy comes in, he takes Stealth Rock's damage, and he also takes, you know, he's poisoned. So what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to bait him into thinking that I'm going to protect. So, I'm going to switch out, and I'm going to see him set up maybe a a Reflect, or maybe a Light Screen or something, I'm not sure. So, I decide to go straight for the Facade because I predict him to predict my Protect. So, okay, I go for the Leech Seed, and he overpredicts, I overpredicted, so he destroys my Breloom, he destroys my pivotal Pokemon, which is bad, which is very bad, because I need to keep Breloom alive. So, Breloom is starting to, you know, poison is starting to rack up on that thing. So I'm going to send in Mamoswine right now because I can attack and I know that I can damage this thing and I can kill it with an Ice Shard. I do have priority on my side. Espeon has no priority whatsoever. There's no fear in that. So what I'm going to do, I know Mamoswine is bulky enough to take a Psychic, so I can endure next turn and you know, lure my opponent into some stuff. So he's going to go for the Psychic. I do have a Focus Sash. I have nothing to fear. And Mamoswine takes favorably well, actually. So Earthquake is going to go off, and you know, he's going to die to poison next turn. So no worries, the Earthquake did what it had to do, bring it to a range of health. Well, Espeon had no chance, okay, because I did have the Ice Shard, and he was poisoned, so there is no problem in that. Now, my opponent does have one Pokemon left, and you're like, I have to fight for you to kill one Pokemon. Okay, so in comes Leafeon, and this thing can prove to be very fatal. So he has 3 evolutions in his team, now I remember. So Flor del Rio is a very cool Pokemon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to endure here and, you know, get the poison to stack up on that thing. I do have Blaziken, I do have Aggron, I can resist some hits from that thing, I can protect stall, I can endure stall with Blaziken, so things look pretty good for me here right now. So Mamoswine won't be suffering a whole lot of damage. It will actually bring it to 1 HP with a Leaf Blade, but Mamoswine will be around, and I can do some damage with an Ice Shard, so that's why I'm kind of stalling out here. You know, I have a very stally team, and I kind of felt very sorry for Mamoswine because I brought him to a Magma Coliseum. It's like, dude, what the fuck, man, my tusks are starting to melt. You know, because Mamoswine's tusks are made out of ice, and you can see them, they're dripping, actually, they're dripping. I'm sweating. Could you imagine what Mamoswine had to go through? That's why I had to bring him back to his Pokeball, and he was weak. He was like, I'm at 1 HP, dude, come on, you know, end this shit. So, I am going to go for, did I go for Protector Ice Shard? I have no idea what I went for. Oh yeah, I'm going to go for the Ice Shard for super effective priority damage, and bring it at a range of health where he will die next turn, obviously. So, Leaf Blade goes off, Mamoswine is dead. I'm like, okay, dude, go get your rest. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put you back into the freezer and fix your tusks, okay? And Mamoswine's like, okay, I'm gonna sleep now. Goodbye. So, you know, this thing is not gonna take damage very well, very favorably. So I can stall him out into anything I want. I can send out Electro to fodder him off, but I'm thinking, you know, Blaziken, I want you to have the last say in the matter. So I'm gonna go straight for a reversal and kill the Flor de Rio. I don't know what it's called. So even if this thing out prioritizes me, I can stall out with Aggron and I can take a hit from that thing, no problem whatsoever. So Blaziken here is like kind of death fodder, but even if I can manage to outspeed this thing, I can do some damage. I'm not sure. So, whew, this battle's finally coming to an end. TPL 723, this is going to cost you a lot of money because I came a long way from the US to Greece. So he kind of outspeeds me in a way which is kind of weird. How the hell did a Leafeon outspeed a Blaziken? Is it faster? I'm not sure. So Blaziken was foddered off, and well, that was effective. Very well done, me. So he's at a range where he's most likely going to die from poison next turn. So I'm going to send out Aggron, and I'm going to have to stall him out of the poison. So there's not much he can do. My opponent could have given in because, come on, let's face it, I'm awesome and I can take him out, no problem. But, you know, I just want him to feel the pain of poison, you know. I want the poison to seep in his bloodline and make his leaf rot and fall off. And, anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to protect and wait for my opponent. Man, this battle was a long one, so sorry for you guys. I had to wait in the heat. If you have air conditioning, then you got lucky bastards lucky, because I didn't have anything whatsoever. I came into this studio and he didn't even have like a proper microphone, or yeah, this guy's unorganized, but don't tell him I said that, okay? So I'm gonna go for the protect, stall out the Leafeon, and yeah. So he's gonna go for the Leaf Blade, see what he can do. But I do have Electrode left, so yeah, the battle is pretty much over before it began. So Leafeon cannot take the poison. He dies, no problem. And ladies and gentlemen, that was the battle. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you guys next battle. Hopefully I won't. So anyway, thanks for watching. Goodbye from me.